An Ironman pushes the human body to its limit. Pro triathlete Matt Trautman explains how to overcome such a grueling test of endurance.
An Ironman is just a long form of triathlon. It's a 3.8 kilometer swim, normally in the sea. Then you have a 180 kilometer bike and a 42.2 kilometer run, so a full marathon on the run. It's a tough day. If you haven't done the training, it's not going to happen. The record on the fastest course is 7:45, I believe, and on the slower courses, you're out there for over 9 hours. It's definitely a mixture between physical and mental pain. On the swim, everyone sets off very fast in the pro field. Just to get into a good swim pack, you really have to almost go anaerobic in the start, so it's definitely some physical pain there. But throughout the whole day, I mean, you really got to monitor yourself, and if you go into the red, beyond your limits too often, you're probably not going to get to the finish line. You'll go through many ups and downs, you'll have your low points. You just got to push through that dip and you'll come out of it, but sure enough, you'll go back into another little dip, and you just got to keep riding it like a wave almost. You have to enjoy suffering to a certain extent. You got to be comfortable being on your own and enjoy pushing through that pain barrier. In training, having 3 different sports definitely helps mentally. You're not pounding the tarmac day in and day out, even though you are running most days. But it's also good for the body to have the cycling and the swimming for a more upper body workout. I've thought long and hard about what the ideal body shape is for Ironman. Swimmers have a long torso and short legs, but good runners have long legs and a short torso. Good cyclists are very thin in the upper body. But if you get too thin for an Ironman, you're going to lose power and you're not going to be as strong on the bike. If you get too good at swimming, get too big in upper body, then it's going to hurt your run. So you got to find that balance. I generally try and do all 3 disciplines each day. I probably do around 30 hours training a week, around about 100 Ks of running per week, between 400 and 700 Ks on the bike, and in the pool will be between 20 and almost up to 40 Ks. I'll mix up the volume versus intensity. You really got to find that balance and what works for you in terms of going long or going fast. Technique's very important. Your swim technique, you'll see swimmers swimming slightly differently than you would in your pool events, because open water is generally choppy. You might see guys with a straighter arm recovery just to get over that chop. My coach pretty much told me to swim like Alan Donald would bowl. So really straight with the left arm, which is the side that I breathe, and yeah, just throw it as far forward as possible and focus on that. When you come out of the swim, transitioning from using your arms so much and then all the blood having to get to your legs, your heart rate generally spikes there coming out the water. And then onto the bike, 5 hours of biking, you might not be able to maintain a high cadence that you would if you were doing a 1 hour race. So guys generally tend to cycle with a slightly slower cadence. If you want to be in an aggressive aerodynamic position, you've got to train in that position, and it can take years to adopt a good position. It's a compromise between comfort and speed. Once you're into your rhythm, you really got to start focusing on replacing the energy you've used in the swim in that first section of the bike. So you're going to have to start taking on, your carbs, start fueling up, and you continue to do that throughout the rest of the race. I'm looking at, 1 to 1.5 grams of carbs per kg of body weight. So yeah, on the bike leg, I'm trying to take in, up to 85 grams of carbs per hour. That's in the form of solids and gels and liquid form. On the run, I find you generally want to just try and stand up tall and focus on not losing any form in your upper body. But by that stage, the muscle fatigue is definitely starting to set in. And when you get to that last 10 Ks of the marathon, you can guarantee that no one is feeling at their best. And that's more when the mental side of things kicks in. And if you can finish that last 10 Ks of the marathon strong, then you're going to have a good race.